Hello and welcome to Glitch Cube, we're a gaming podcast, and each week we take a deeper look into the art of video games. As always, I'm Christian.
And I'm Chris.
And welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us once again as we dive further into the world of games. So, we have talked about this a lot. There's a lot of games out there this year. Right? There's a lot of things to be playing, and we figured it's about time once again to do a update episode on what is going on, what we are playing, and what we are enjoying right now. I mean, there's an obvious game out there that we will be discussing, and it's Baldurs Gate 3. And we might go into a little bit of spoilers. We're not super far into the game. I mean, the game is massive, right? I think I have about 12 to 13 hours into it, and you're pretty close to where I'm at. It's like you're not too far back. So it's a lot. It's a lot of game, and it's a hell of a lot of fun, and it's done very, very well, obviously. And we will be discussing that one a little bit later at the towards the end of the episode, probably, because I think we both have a lot to say about this title. That's for damn sure. But before we dive into those ones too much, why don't we talk about some other smaller titles that we are playing right now? I'm just going to jump in with a couple mobile games that I'm playing currently, because the mobile games market is... I don't know what's going on, man. Like, the games seem to be getting better and better, or at least on paper, they sound amazing. And then once again, you realize, oh, yeah, it's a mobile game, so it's probably just gachapon. It's always the same thing. So, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of buzz around Final Fantasy VII with and actually, was it today the new trailer drops for Rebirth? So, I mean, the new remake is amazing. The Rebirth trailer looks great. I was watching it a little bit earlier right now, and just super jazzed about that one. Can't wait to play as my boy Vincent once again. But on mobile, they came out with another Final Fantasy VII game that actually is supposed to be combining the stories and filling in the gaps between Final Fantasy VII, Advent Children, and Crisis Core, correct? Yeah. So it kind of bridges the story there.
Dirge of Cerberus, too,
from
my understanding.
That's right.
They added
the Forgotten
stuff, too.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really do want to go back and play Dirge of Cerberus and just kind of see. But then at the same time, I don't want to waste my time.
Yeah.
So it definitely feels like one of those kind of games. Now, I was super jazzed for this. I actually pre-ordered this one, I don't know, 3 months before it actually came out. As soon as I saw it in my Instagram feed, I was like, hell yeah, pre-order. Give it to me now, right? Because it just sounded amazing, and all the trailers look so cool. And while, yeah, it is really, I mean, it looks pretty on the phone. It looks really, really good. The gachapon mechanics behind it are getting in the way of my enjoyment, to say the least. It's really hard to jump into this because I really want to know more. But it just feels like I have to get through so much crap in order to get to it, right? Like, you know, all of the 15,000 pop-ups that happen as soon as you turn on the game every time, letting you know that, hey, there's a new thing you can buy for $100. And like the microtransactions are all over this place on this game. And like, it does definitely, you know, like it makes the UI crowded, to say the least. And it just makes it a little difficult to really just jump in and enjoy. And like some of the missions are very quick, I would say, right? And it makes sense because on the main UI, it does have the three games that I mentioned, Advent Children, Crisis Core, and Final Fantasy VII, listed as potential story beats for you to go through. But you have to unlock them in sequential order. So it looks like I have to go through all of Final Fantasy VII in order to unlock Crisis Core, which I'm assuming will tie in certain things and all that stuff and kind of answer some questions there. It just feels like I have to spend, I don't know, 5 minutes going through all their messages and the notifications and all that stuff just to go to a mission, and then a mission only lasts me about 30 seconds to a minute. I'm like, okay, well, that was fun, I guess, right? Like, it's, I don't know what I was expecting, but I kind of wanted a little bit more out of this. And it's weird. Like, I'm really trying to give it a chance because it's one of my favorite franchises, one of my favorite entries into the franchise. And it's putting together all of these amazing story beats that they've created over the years. And it just feels like it's falling a little flat, unfortunately. But I don't know. I'm still hopeful, and I keep wanting to go into it, but we'll see. We'll see.
I've been very curious about it. I remember being hyped about it and then forgetting about it. And the only way I remembered this game before you brought it up today was I saw someone complaining about the gacha stuff, like bad. And I was like, damn it. Like, I can usually look away from that stuff and be fine. But from the images I saw of it, and I have the game downloaded, I just haven't booted it up yet. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, if it's like constantly reminding you about it, that's when I get kind of like meh. But I would love to see how they really connected all Final Fantasy VII like lore stuff together, because my understanding it's the original, right? They didn't add any of this new stuff from the remake, so it'd be fascinating to see.
It is the original, but like at least in the opening, they kind of gave you a false teaser. In the very beginning, as soon as you boot it up, the first cutscene you see Zack fighting. Right? No, is it Zack? You see fight? No, you see Cloud fighting Sephiroth, and then it does like a warp, and it's Zack fighting Sephiroth. Right? Like it's actually Zack's memory, not Cloud's, of what's going on, and that's like the tutorial and teaching you how to fight. So that's when I was like, oh hell yeah! Like they actually made changes to the story beats to kind of tie everything together. What an amazing, fun way and a new experience for this. And then you get into the missions, and it's literally beat for beat the Final Fantasy game once again, right? And it's like, okay. I mean, obviously it's sped up, right? So, and it's there, and you can tell that they modeled the avatars to kind of play on the old school polygon style of the original Final Fantasy VII, because they look like that, like they're really like bulky and stuff like that. But it looks better still, regardless of the fact. And then when you get into combat, it's like legit graphics. But yeah, there was like a little teaser there that kind of upset me once I realized, oh wait, no, this is the same game again.
But I think I'll still give it a try. I don't know. After seeing that trailer today for the Rebirth, I'm like, oh, I need more 7 in my life again.
It's hard not to get hyped for that. It really is, and like after watching that trailer, it made me want to, I do want to play or try the one on the phone again, because it's the most accessible to me right now. But then I'm just like, like the gachapon stuff, right? Like it just keeps getting me. I'm like, nah, I'm good. But another mobile game that I'm playing right now, I just started it today, actually. Just downloaded it. I think it might have just come out today. I'm not sure. But Monster Hunter has come out with a new mobile game as well. It's not Monster Hunter Stories again. I know that they basically released the same game twice, and then the second one. But it is a Pokemon Go style Monster Hunter game. It's called Monster Hunter Now. And it looks really cool. I mean, it's made by Niantic, and it's literally using the same engine and everything that Pokemon Go uses. Like, it's legit the same damn thing. Like, it really feels that way. But it does feel like an updated Pokemon Go, which I really like as far as the visuals go, right? I mean, the monsters look fantastic. They're not like chibi or anything. They look legit, which is really cool. But the terrain itself, so like with Pokemon Go, you see the roads and where you're at, and it does the GPS locations and everything. This does that too, but the terrain that you're walking on isn't just green like Pokemon Go is. It actually like creates biomes around you, which is really cool. So it almost incentivizes you more to walk over to different areas because of the different biomes that are around you. And I thought that was really fascinating and a really interesting way of doing it. You, of course, get a Palico companion instantly. They can help you gather materials. The fights are really quick, and which is funny compared to what Monster Hunter is supposed to be, right? Like the monster hunt. I mean, the hunts can go for a very long time. I feel like they drag on sometimes. But here, like, you can knock out the Great Jargas in like 15 seconds, right? Which is pretty great. Which is nice because it's mobile. So you want something quick. You want some really fast rewards. They have weapon crafting. They have level ups for your equipment. You can do all of those things that you could do in Monster Hunter, but now with like Pokemon Go style, take it on the go with you. You can even turn on AR mode, which is nice. So you can have the monsters appear where you're at. Like there's some interesting things to this. So I'm excited to continue playing it and just seeing how it goes. And hopefully it doesn't get flooded with microtransactions, which it will, of course. That's mobile gaming. But hopefully it's not in my face so much that it's a distraction. It just lets me play and enjoy the game.
I feel like Pokemon Go, like, yeah, they're there, but they're not like constantly hounding you for it unless you really use up all your resources.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember right. I don't know.
Yeah,
I only started playing Go again recently.
If you fill your bag up, which you will instantly, like, it's funny. I remember they let me, like, for some reason I logged in and I had like 900 items, but my bag was only 300 full, so it wouldn't let me pick up anything. I was like, how is that even possible? Like, I don't know how that works. Like, why do I have so much crap? And in order to pick up anything new, because there was like it happened during some like random new update, and I had to throw away like 500 things in order to pick up something new. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Or pay $4 to get a bag expansion, but it was only adding 50 to my bag. I'm like, I'm not paying that. That's dumb. So it's kind of weird. I don't really know how that works out. I think you can still pick up items from quests that you complete on Pokemon Go, but you can't pick anything up from a Poke Center. So it's kind of weird, right? And it won't activate like you actually went there unless you spin it and grab everything. Like it won't let you spin it if your bag is full. So like I can't do anything. Like so I got weirdly locked out of Pokemon Go at one point. So it's kind of weird.
Oh, that is weird.
But anyway, well, before I pass it on to you, because I know you got some fun games on your list too, there's one thing I wanted to talk about that's not a game, but I'm incredibly hyped for. And I don't know if you've seen the trailer or heard about it yet or anything like that, but they are bringing out a Godzilla prequel. It's called Godzilla -1, and holy crap, does it look amazing. Godzilla is scary again. It's a prequel to, I believe it was 1954 when the first Godzilla came out, and they're bringing it back to that time frame, right? It's post-war Japan. There's a lot of fear with the governments going on, and it's what Godzilla was all about originally, which is really, really cool. And it's actually made by Toho. And Toho, which is great, right? Toho makes amazing stuff, and they've made some great Godzilla films, but they haven't made, I think the last Godzilla film they made was in 2017. So this is before the big boost to the franchise that the American Godzilla films brought in. And, you know, he became a savior, a guardian, the crazy kaiju, like god, basically. And it seems like Toho is bringing it back to, no, Godzilla needs to be feared. He is a warning. He is something that like he speaks volumes a lot more than just being a giant lizard, right? Like there's a lot more to Godzilla than people think, and I'm really, really excited about that trailer, and I can't wait to watch Godzilla -1. It looks so good, and Godzilla's design looks great, and he's not just this hulking beast of a monster the size of a mountain anymore. He's actually smaller again. And they did that on purpose, which I really like the reason for it. Because they even mentioned, there's some random interview that I was looking at where whenever you see the new American Godzilla stomping around and he happens to step on a building or step on some people, it feels like an accident, right? Because it's so big, he can't see down there. He doesn't know what's going on, right? But when Godzilla was smaller and walking through a town and destroying these things, it feels more intentional, where it's actually something to be feared, that he is actively going out and trying to kill these people. And that's the feeling that they're trying to bring back. And I was like, I love this. Like, it's going to be so cool to see this title. And anyway, no, it's not a game, but it's something I'm super hyped about.
Godzilla's always cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even whenever he had that kid. The greatest Godzilla film ever.
I just have the best memories of Godzilla from that, Y2K style that was always on the Taco Bell.
Oh gosh.
And
the worst
and
Godzilla
I know
ever.
you hate that one, but yo, That one slapped for the time. It
Ferris
did its
Bueller.
job.
Ferris Bueller running through New York trying to stop Godzilla. Yeah.
Yeah. That's Kino right there.
Boy.
Just last thing about Final Fantasy. During that trailer, I think the greatest moment was Cloud riding a Segway.
What? Yeah. What is that?
I was like, I'm trying to think, like, where would they even be? And I'm like, Costa del Sol? Like,
It has to be Costa del Sol. There's no other place that leisurely, right?
Yeah, I'm like, that trailer it had so much in it. God, I loved it. Oh my God.
Hearing Vincent's voice, I was like, yes.
I was looking at comparison photos from like the original 7 and this, and I'm like, dude, oh, I'm stoked.
I'm really curious about in the trailer having Sephiroth and Cloud pairing up to fight. I'm very curious of what that's going to be.
Well, there was that moment in 7 where they did fight like some kind of dinosaur or dragon together. I forgot when that was, though.
I just like blocked that out for some reason.
Yeah, I think that was like a memory that he had.
That makes sense. Or the fact that at the arcade, the Brawl game, you can actually play as like the original polygon versions of Cloud.
Oh yeah, that was cool too.
That looks sick. Yeah, this is gonna be huge. There is so much in this one.
There was a lot of like fun games kind of announced today, like between that, and Thousand Year Door. Like I never finished that game back in the day. I played quite a bit of it.
It's good.
So I'm excited. I mean, I was starting to play it on the Dolphin emulator, but this one looks interesting because some people noticed that there's some characters added in there that weren't in the originals. So people are wondering if they're adding content to the game.
Oh, but interesting.
Yeah, so we'll kind of see, I guess. So for me, I think the last time we brought this up, I had just finished Octopath 2.
Mm-hmm.
So since then, I tried to beat a couple games out because I wanted to get it out of the way for Starfield, and I thought I was going to get Baldurs Gate for the PS5 because a buddy wanted to play it on there, but due to money issues, he's kind of waiting for a sale, so I'm playing on PC. Like I said, we'll get the Baldurs Gate later because it's going to be a long talk probably.
And but we got to figure out how to pair up and do some playing ourselves. I'm on PC, so
yeah, so we can definitely get that going. So after Octopath, I was trying to jump around to getting some old games knocked off my list that kind of people talked about. So for the 2 older games, I mean, they're not old, but I played co-op Far Cry 5, which, I mean, it's whatever. It's Far Cry, but co-op was fun. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time in the game. And if there's one thing I love about open world crap like that in co-op, it's funny. You do stupid stuff, like the story. I mean, I guess it was interesting. Like I never really played Far Cry games before. I think I played 2. I never got into the hype of 3. I know people like praise that game for the open world aspect of it, but it was enjoyable for what it was. But I think the game that when I brought this up to people, they get really surprised. But so most of my life I played RPGs, right? And everything under the sun except for like dude bro games. I had never played through a Call of Duty campaign before. So I played Modern Warfare Remastered. The first one, not the remake that came out a few years ago, but like the remastered of the old one. And I was like looking at lists of like people saying like, oh, what are some like must play games throughout, the decades? And Modern Warfare would always pop up. And I'm like, really? Like Call of Duty? Like I never
Right.
thought of people saying the campaign would be good. And I mean, to an extent, it's just a military game. There was a mission or two in there that really stuck out to me, like All Guild Up, where you're kind of like going through this ruined town, and the shooting felt really good. I will say, like, goddamn, like, I mean, I guess that's why people go to Call of Duty, right? The shooting just feels really good in that game.
Right.
And, it was enjoyable for what it was. It was a good distraction from other games. I felt like it was a game I could kind of just turn my brain off and play.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm glad I played through it because I felt like I finally played through a game that people have always talked about growing up, but I've skipped out on those games. Like, even I would only play Call of Duty at a friend's house. Like, I never actually owned one. I think I owned 1 and 2 back in the day, and even then I was like just not into them.
Right.
Like, I didn't really get into shooting games like that till like Battlefield Bad Company, I think, or something. But yeah, so that was enjoyable. And then I played 2 newer games to completion. I played Bomb Rush Cyberpunk,
Nice.
which was really fun. I will say that sometimes, even though I love the music in the game, in the beginning, when you don't have a lot of music selection to play through, it does get a little repetitive, certain songs, which kind of made me get pissed at the game for a little bit. But it was very enjoyable. I feel like the quality of life things over, Jet Set Radio and stuff like that, or Jet Grind Radio, it was nice not having to run out of spray paint and have to go collect more. Everything just felt super smooth about it. I really liked the game. Later on, like, yeah, the platforming is kind of weird in it, but it is also really cool. I really enjoyed this game a lot. And I think anybody that has an interest in those older titles, I think would really like this because it feels the same in a lot of ways. Like, it really does feel like a third game in the series, and it's what I needed, right? Like, I basically played that right after Octopath, and it was like the perfect kind of like chill out game.
Nice.
And
is it made by the same people or no? Right?
No, not that I know of. I don't think so. The music is the same person though.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and it literally sounds like it came from like Y2K era. Like, the vibe is like perfect. Like, if there's a game that had like strong vibes of anything this year, this game would be like up there. I was pleasantly happy with it. So I went into with like somewhat high expectations and happy with it. You get a lot for your money in that game. Like, that game is surprisingly longer than I thought. And then I realize I keep talking. Do you have another game you want to talk about?
I mean, it just Sea of Stars is the only other game besides Baldurs.
Well, that was the game I was going to talk about next.
Well, look at that. Perfect timing.
So because I finished the game, I want to hear you first.
Okay. I mean, so far, I think I'm about 10 or 11 hours in. I'm at the, what was it? Wandering Island or whatever. I just got the pirate ship. Okay. So
okay.
Yeah. This game is very interesting. I am really, really enjoying my time with it. I mean, instantly, because I remember playing the demo back, originally, and the visuals caught my eye right away. Like, these are gorgeous pixel graphics, and it's just so much fun. And then playing the combat, the combat is really great. It's turn-based, but it's very fast-paced. And basically every single attack has a button prompt to it or like a rhythm section to it, but it works really well, and it makes the turn-based combat feel a lot smoother and quicker. to the point where you can even cancel out enemy moves if you do the right combos in time. And you do get a warning of what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to hit them with in order to knock out these combos. And I like that touch a lot. And then on top of that, the story is actually very interesting. And the character development is fantastic. It's goofy, so it's not taking itself too seriously. So, but it does have a very like heartwarming thing part to it as well. But I'm very curious of who the narrator is, or the what's the name of him, the archivist, because it's like it's pretty
Mm-hmm.
amazing to see. Yeah, like I mean, they're obviously very well versed in the tale of these solstice warriors. So I'm kind of anticipating it might be one of the characters in the party that is now just leading that charge or whatever. But like, I don't know. I really do like this game a lot, and I've been playing it in between Baldur's Gate. So when I'm taking a break from that, and I want to just kind of melt or chill out a little bit, I've been putting that one on, and there's some interesting stuff too. So if this is a very like classic RPG style game, like it really does feel like Chrono Trigger, right? And as far as like the combat, the exploration, the movement, that kind of stuff, and the way that the maps look, but they have these things that are called artifacts in the game that you can purchase, and it actually simplifies some aspects. It speeds things up in certain areas, or like it makes the game a little easier. Like there's an artifact that can boost your HP by 100%, which is cool, right? So you don't have to worry about too much of healing. There's another artifact that after every battle, you heal your party completely. So you don't have to worry about item management if that's something that you're not really into, right? Like, and you can turn these things on and off depending on what you want as far as a challenge, or if you want to just enjoy the story, if you're not really into it right now, right? Like there's ways to kind of speed it up, and it is just amazing. And once again, the character design, the boss designs, everything about it, I love that stuff so much, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm really excited to play through this one. I'm excited to see where it goes because the story feels a lot bigger than it should. Like what it's like what's delivered on the surface. Like there's a lot more to it for sure.
Yeah, the relics really did kind of change the game up, and I feel like in certain ways, like it was something that I don't know. It's not like it made the game 10 times easier. Maybe that health one did, but everything else, like the extra experience and stuff, was actually really nice. But
yeah, because you do
yeah,
level up kind of slow. The level up system's weird in this game. That I will
yeah,
say.
it's really slow even with that relic on, and so I beat the game,
Mhm.
and I backed this game back when it was on Kickstarter,
Oh,
and
nice.
my name is actually in the credits, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
initialized, which is kind of a bummer. I didn't think about that when I made my Kickstarter account. I didn't put my full name in it, but
Are you in
my name's.
the crypt?
I didn't check that actually.
You
I
should
know I'm
check.
in the credits. I should go and check. I
If you
didn't get a backer code,
mm,
so I don't. All right, maybe I did. I gotta look. I'm pretty sure if my name is in the credits, it would be
in the
in the
crypt,
crypt.
that's so cool.
Um, and I was super hyped for this game. I love Chrono Trigger a lot, and knowing that the music is the same, like it sounds like a game from that era. Like it's kind of unbelievable
Mhm.
how well it sounds. But I it it's funny because all throughout the game I was really enjoying it. When I beat it, I was kind of like, But now as I've had like a couple days to kind of think about it in a lot of different ways, and I wanted to like kind of like bring up some good and bads of my playthrough in this episode, I've learned that I really do like it. I just think that playing it basically right after Octopath 2,
Mm.
it was like, it's a little tough. And I mean, Octopath 2 is probably written by a bunch of people, right?
Right.
Like the different stories, it has a lot bigger budget and all that, whereas this game didn't. And I mean, yeah, in some ways you can feel it, especially after playing that. I was like, ooh, like some things are a little rough,
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, I love the combat in that as a fan of Mario RPG and having timed hits. it just felt good to me. It was pretty easy to master that for the most part. I know some people were saying they didn't like how there wasn't anything like crazy creative with it, but I thought it worked.
Yeah, it was simple. It didn't need to have a lot to it. And every character
I
had their own thing, right? Like,
yeah, like there's a lot more that's going to be happening after where you're at. Like it's interesting the pacing in the game with different like mechanics and gameplay stuff that happens, and the game like do like how it slowly opens up to you more and more.
mhm.
I do think that it's kind of weird how you don't. There's a thing that you get, and it's like basically right at the end, and I'm like, why did they wait this long? But
Mm.
to get the true ending, because there's two endings. The true ending, there's a couple different things you have to do. Most of it is all stuff basically right before the final boss that you can do.
Mhm.
I ended up doing it, and
You
I
got
thought the
every
true
rainbow
ending.
conch? Jesus.
Yeah. Well, later on, you get a relic that tells you, like, when you hover over the map,
Mhm.
the character will be like telling you basically, oh, it's in this map.
Oh, that's
Go
nice.
here.
That's nice.
So there was that, and so that made it easier. There were some other parts that were a little bit more difficult, but I enjoyed the game that much, and honestly, like to me, I think my only problems with the game, and for like looking at this in a sense that this is still considered an indie RPG, is that for an indie RPG, this game is done amazingly well.
Mhm.
The graphics, the sound, everything. To me, the story, it's interesting because it had some really good highs, and then other times I was just kind of like, I
Yeah.
really like the characters. Honestly, like, I like the innocence of Garl, but at the same time, I was like, it kind of felt like they were trying to make him the main character because he was always like taking lead and taking charge when the other two are like these more powerful beings.
Right.
And I was just kind of like, why? Like, I feel like maybe he played as like, oh, this is must how the player would feel if they were in this interaction, which, a lot of RPGs do that,
Mhm.
especially of that era. And I think that this game, after playing Wild Arms before Octopath, I realized that this game, I feel like, really went for that old school feel, for better or for worse. And for me, I think it was for the better in most ways. But there are some things that, if the pixels didn't look as clean as they were, and this game wasn't released, last month, I would feel like this game was released a decade or two ago, because a lot of the things in it feel like those old school RPGs,
Mm.
and story included. Like it feels very of that time, which, is cool. I love that era of RPG, even if they can be broken sometimes, but I still enjoyed this game a lot, and I'm happy I backed it. And it's high up there on my list this year. I think, to me, I still enjoyed Octopath 2, which is crazy because I never thought I would enjoy that more.
Mhm.
But it's been a great year for RPGs, as we spoke about before.
Right.
And this is great. I between this and Eiyuden Chronicles, which is the other game I backed, and seeing that trailer today, oh my God, I'm very excited for that. It's good to see that these indie RPGs are doing so well. I mean, this game got really high scores, which is awesome. I kind of thought this game would get lost in the mud with all these other big games that came out.
Mhm.
Like hard to release a game when there's like not only Baldur's Gate 3, but you have Starfield and all this other stuff that's coming out. Yeah. Which, speaking of that, that's so. Before I get into Starfield, because I will rant about that for a few minutes, but some of the fun games I've been playing and still playing right now, I'm also playing a lot of the Guitar Hero games again.
Really?
So I lucked out a while ago and was able to get one of the guitars for the 360 really, really cheap. And I was like, oh man, I kind of am in the mood to play some Guitar Hero, but I only own them on the PlayStation 2, which I don't have the guitar for. And so I started buying Guitar Hero games pretty cheap. Anytime I go to a thrift store, I would find one of them. So I was like, oh, I'll just keep buying all of them. And I'm at the point where I've bought almost all guitar-centered games for the 360. Like, I'm missing like Rock Band. I'm missing a lot of Rock Band stuff, basically. I got Rock Band, Green Day, and 1. But other than that, like most Guitar Hero stuff, I think at this point I have everything except for Live. And dude, I love it. Like it feels good going back to 2 and 3 because those are the two that I played back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But I never played 5 or World Tour or Warriors of Rock. Like I'm playing all of these, and I'm like, dude, it's so much fun. Like it feels good playing this. Like we're playing it together, and it's just like it's fun. Like every night we just hang out, play a couple songs, and it feels good.
That's
cool. I didn't think I would enjoy them again, but damn, it's a lot of fun. It's a good like in between other games, basically. But yeah, Starfield.
Oh boy. Yeah, I looked at it. I haven't tried it, but damn, that looks like an awesome game.
It's cool. I'll give it that much. I didn't really go in with high hopes for this game because as much as I spent a lot of time with Skyrim and I love the Fallout games, I was kind of going into this thinking, oh, this is going to be a good mix of both of those games. And to an extent, it does feel like a good mix of those, more so on the Fallout side. And there's a lot of things I do like about this game. But there's also a lot of things I don't like about this game. And I feel like it's kind of right there in the middle. And the problem is it's like the main story, at times it's kind of interesting, but at the same time it's like it doesn't blow me away. But I mean, that's a problem with all of their games. Like they're always kind of like boring, but the factions and side quests are usually where it shines. And this game is the same way. Like I'm doing a couple of factions and those storylines are awesome. Like oddly enough, they add more to the lore of the game than the main story. And that's when I was doing that, I became more interested in the game. But I feel like my issues with this game are not really the same as what a lot of other people have issues with.
Like the pronoun stuff?
Yeah, I can't believe that blew up as much as it did.
Why is that a problem? I don't understand why that's a problem.
People are stupid. I could maybe see if someone was forced to do that, where they had to play as something they're not.
But you don't have
to. But if you have the choice, right. I'm just like, why does it matter?
Yeah, and apparently it doesn't even come up. Like, or
it doesn't.
Yeah,
like it. Yeah, it's just like a little checkbox that doesn't do anything. But yeah, that really took over Twitter for like 2 or 3 days, like nonstop.
Yeah, people at work were bringing that up. I'm like, really? This is the complaint? You guys are dumb.
Yeah, that like basically covered up all these other complaints that people had. Like a lot of them were just more so like they wanted more exploration, all that kind of stuff. But for me, it was like, at times I feel overwhelmed by the amount of stuff in it, but I also feel kind of bored with the amount of stuff in it.
Right.
I think that, when I played Skyrim, it was something that I just spent all my time in because I didn't really have much interest in anything else around the time. So it was easy for me to get sucked into it. The problem with this game is that there's so much I want to play right now. Even anything that's maybe coming out soon or stuff that's come out. With Baldur's Gate 3, it's like hard because that game is just so goddamn good.
Yeah.
That it's hard to go back to this. I mean, this game is faster paced, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like it.
Right.
I feel like if I have 2 hours to spend, in a night to play it, I feel like I'm not really advancing far because it's like there's just so much that pops up, and then you just like, oh, I'm going to do this quest today. Oh, I'm going to do this. And it's like I feel like you're accomplishing much, but there are some things I do like about this game, and I feel like maybe in time things will get kind of cleaned up with it. But as of right now, it's like if I had a top 10 for this year, I don't think it'd be up there. And I mean, this year has had amazing games. So, I mean, it's not like that's a total diss to the game, but it's just, it's okay. I'll put it that way. There a lot of systems I like about it, but there's just too much to play. And as I'm like slowly thinking about this, and since while we were, this is the last thing I'll talk about too. While we've been, off from, a lot of reruns and stuff with the episodes, I've kind of like thought about what I wanted to do with kind of this channel and stuff with that. And even like with my own personal stuff, I wanted to, start cataloging like old PlayStation games and trying to dive into the history of them. But something that I thought about as I was listening to some of our older episodes was, thinking about like indie titles, right? Like that's kind of like what we usually like to focus on. And I was thinking, man, it'd be kind of cool, like when we had that episode talking about like the indie history, it was already kind of hard finding stuff for like old indie. I know everyone kind of jumps to shareware and flash games, and that's cool. But I wanted to find stuff more on, early 2000s, right? Like basically the in between flash games and Xbox Live Arcade era, right? Like 2005, stuff like that. And it's very hard to find information on it that's been written out by someone. And I've been looking into it. I'm like, oh, this is, I think, something I want to work on. And with the closing of the 360 marketplace next year, there's, I think, 220 titles that are, getting knocked off. And granted, a good chunk of those are available elsewhere, but there's a good chunk that aren't. And I was thinking, oh, it'd be kind of fun to kind of look into those games that are probably going to be lost forever. It made me realize like there were a lot of indie titles like way before, even Braid, which most people think Braid is kind of like when indie games started, or Cave Story. But diving into old Steam databases and stuff, they have been around longer. It's just they looked very different from what we know. And if you disregard Steam, you can find indie games even older, especially on PC. And it's like exciting because I'm learning a lot of new stuff. And as I'm starting to try and learn how to make a game, seeing these old examples of games people made indie style, right? They didn't have a big publisher. I'm like, oh, I want to make something. Like, it's weirdly motivating, and it's kind of exciting me. So I don't know. Awesome. I hope to impart some knowledge on some old indie stuff soon, either through maybe an episode again or maybe a video or something, because I've definitely got some footage already of some older stuff. So
nice.
It'd be kind of fun.
You know what actually helped me out a lot too with the appreciating indie games or older games was the game design classes that I'm running is remaking those games and figuring out like really what went into them and how like why was it like with Star Fox, right? With the double aiming system, how they have the square and then
Hmm.
the circle. Well, that was because of the forced perspective. Like when I was trying to make Star Fox, everything that I shot, like because of the way that the ship turns, the reticle was completely off because the reticle goes right in front of your character. So if you do another one a little further out, the perspective is a little bit better and it actually feels better, right? So that's why they did the double. I'm like, oh, that's actually really cool. And just figuring that out through like trial and error and just trying to recreate the games, it's a really fun way of appreciating them. So I would definitely recommend that, especially since you're going
Hmm.
in and teaching yourself how to make these games anyway, or learn how to make games. Why not make something that you loved and just recreate it and gain a better appreciation for it?
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah. All right. I think it's that time. We pushed it
Mm.
off long enough. We're going to talk about Baldur's Gate 3 now because, oh man, this game is so good. So, for those of you who don't know what Baldur's Gate 3 is, then you're crazy and you don't play video games. No, I'm just kidding. So, it is a new, like, a game made by Larian Studios. They made games like obviously Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, but then they've also made Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2 as well. And
They actually. Oh,
what's up?
real
Yeah.
quick. They didn't do the first two Baldur's Gates.
Oh, they didn't.
No.
I thought they did.
Uh-uh.
Oh, interesting.
No, they basically the only thing they've really
It was
done
Divinity
is
then.
Divinity. Yeah, like they've done. I think Divinity actually just turned like 21 years old. Like it's old, like 2000s. But
That's
yeah,
even
no, Baldur's Gate.
crazier.
I feel like that wasn't Obsidian, was
Was
it?
it? Oh, it was Obsidian, wasn't it?
Oh, it's BioWare and Black
Mm.
Isle. That's what it was.
Wow. Okay. Well, sorry about that, Misfit. But this, I mean, if you played Divinity, then you are familiar with the mechanics of Baldur's Gate. And I really enjoy Divinity. I love those games, but Baldur's Gate takes it to a whole nother level. It is literally the closest thing you can get to Dungeons and Dragons 5e right now while playing a video game. And you can pick, like, the character creation is so in depth. The relationships that you can have with the party members, their stories, everything is so well written and the world is massive where, I've been playing, I think I have like 14 hours in it. And I feel like I barely scratched the surface of this game. I mean, I've already respec'd all of my characters once, of course, but very early on in the game, I did that. I think like 5 hours in. But this game is amazing. It's so much fun. The visuals are just mind blowing. To be honest, like I would be surprised to see a better looking game, right? And like with the cutscenes, they're obviously phenomenal. The gameplay scenes, I'm just completely blown away by this. So I'm curious, before like reactions to the game, all that. What was your starting class? Like, what were you running? Did you do the full like murder god run as your first one?
Yeah, I'm a Dark Urge
Yeah.
warlock dro. So my character looks kind of evil. Like it's great. Like I've been a little too afraid to be fully evil in it, but I have done some like mean stuff,
Mm.
But I'm not being mean to my companions because I just want all of them.
Right.
Right? It feels like Pokemon. I'm trying to collect all of them.
What's crazy is you can kill companions right away on accident, or like,
Oh yeah,
it's
you can kill Gale pretty easy.
yeah, just don't feed them.
I just rip his arm off in the portal.
There's that too, right? On accident. Yep. A strength check with it. Yeah, no. No, like if you let it happen, Will and Karlach will fight each other instantly. So
Oh,
like
I
you
believe
kind
it.
of have to like mediate between them. So I am a little bit further than you. I have all the characters you can get in Act 1 currently. There are some characters that you can get in Act 2 as well. But I went with a Tiefling Ranger actually, and I wanted to play something that I've never played as before, because originally I was going to do Rogue, and I was like I already know how the Rogue plays. I get it, right? But I'm going to get my Rogue fix in. I'm going to multi-class as soon as I get the extra hit, because I figured why not, right? I'm one level away. Might as well try and get some extra hits in there, because I'm very surprised by this. Like with Divinity 2, I remember like a lot of the fights I went in pretty headstrong, right? Like I saw the fight, I just went for it, and then we just kind of dealt with the outcome afterwards. This one, there's so much going on in the environment and the way like how fluid the gameplay actually is. It makes me really want to explore the environment beforehand, right? Like look ahead a little bit more, try and plan things out. And playing as a ranger, I can, do that. I can scout out and just do some sneak attacks from afar with the bow, like, with set out hunter's mark, do some extra damage. And I've been able to actually take people out before the rest of their party even notices because I'm able to do it from so far away as a ranger. And I'm like, I like this a lot, actually. Right. So it's been fun. And as far as companion characters, I have Shadowheart, of course, because I need a healer. I have Karlach as my big hitter, and then Gale as my wizard. And it's just been a lot of fun. There's just so much to talk about with this game that I just don't even know where to start. There's so much to it, and it's just so enjoyable. And what's been really amazing to me is that this game is one in which people that do not really know about this style of game, or they're not a big fan of it, or they feel like they're not because they've never tried one out before, they're curious now. They're excited. Like they actually want to pick it up and try it out. So it's really cool to see this resurgence with this style of game. And there's a lot of strategy based games coming out now. Like I feel like as soon as Baldur's Gate 3 dropped, I'm just getting like list after list of new like strategy games coming out, or best old strategy games that have been out that you might have missed, right? Like it's really crazy of how much it's been brought to the limelight now. And I'm so excited to keep playing this game. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm waiting to change up my party because I have Asterion or whatever his name is.
Yeah. The vampiric
which
rogue.
I mean, he plays perfectly with Dark Urge ideas. Like he's probably one of the few that actually like approves of when you do something messed
I feel
up.
like Asterion, Will, and Lysel would be your best party with just with their attitudes.
Shadowheart's cool. Like her is like an actual class is very useful to my party.
Mm-hmm.
Like she just all around feels useful. And then I have Gale, but I mean, I feel like I could kind of take his place, so that's why I'm like, I'll keep Shadowheart for now and switch out the others. But I'm digging it. I think I want to play around the different parties. I guess I've just gotten so comfortable with my party that I haven't really like added in oh god, I forget her name, but the green lady.
Oh, Lysel.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna add her in just because I don't really have a physical attacker. So
just wait till you get Karlach. Oh boy.
I know. I want her really bad. But it's kind of insane.
Surprisingly, she has a kind heart. So it might not go good with your like bad attitude. Yeah, because she doesn't want to be, because she's forced to be a demon and be a fighter. Like she didn't want to be. So yeah, she actually wants to kind of just live life, honestly.
Oh, she'll have to deal with my evil ways. But it's interesting because I feel like this game, it's kind of crazy how much they throw at you in the beginning. Once you get out of the ship, right, the very, very beginning.
The Nautilus. Yep.
Yeah. You start getting your party members, and I was talking to a friend who was playing it too, and I told him, oh, did you go to the ruins that are like right there? And he was like, no, I didn't even see a way in. And I was like, yeah, there's a whole lot to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you did it.
Oh,
you did it, right?
Yeah, I went right to the ruins.
Yeah, you get Withers,
I got Withers right
whatever
away.
his name.
And I found both ways to get in, where you can just fall through the middle, or you can go to the hatch. So, and that fight in there, I actually got out of that fight by persuading them that they should go somewhere else. And they were like,
damn,
well, you're right. We probably should. No, they're like,
the people outside. Yeah. I thought you meant in the crypt.
No,
yeah,
as soon as you drop in the crypt,
it's
instant fight. So, yeah. But no, it's cool. I mean, yeah, getting Withers is great, and being able to respec your party is fantastic. And for all the min maxers out there, for 100 gold, you can actually respec your characters at any point in time, which is fantastic. And you can even change the base stats of the companion characters. So if you want Gale to be an even stronger wizard, you can take away a couple points in charisma, which he doesn't really need, and then drop them into intelligence, wisdom, dexterity, all that other good stuff. Or if you feel like someone's a little too much of a sponge and they're getting hit way too hard, you can put a couple extra points in constitution, like just for 100 gold. And what's nice is that as soon as you do it, you can go through all the levels once again, right? You can change out the spells you've learned, try out a different domain with Shadowheart. Like I have the light domain on Shadowheart right now. I thought about putting her with the life, but I picked light because I was curious about it. I've read about it in the books, but I never really like seen anyone play it. But very early on at level 4, she has a spell. It's a light radiant spell. It doesn't really like explain that this is a damage dealing spell too well, in my opinion. But has a huge AoE where I think I was surrounded by a bunch of spiders at one point. I think there was like 8 spiders around me. I'm like, oh crap. I did this and it hit everyone for 18. I was like, oh my God. Like it just completely wrecked shop. And I was able to take out 6 of the 8 spiders in that one go and then quickly pick them off with Carlock. And I was like, this is awesome. Like, I love this so much. So I do that. Her spell development's great, but it's just a lot of fun exploring and trying out these new things. And I mean, if you do get Carlock, just keep her Berserker. It fits. It makes the most sense. And it actually makes the most sense story beat wise. So it is a lot. Yeah. What I really would say is that the thing that's fascinating me the most about Baldur's Gate is that there are so many different ways of approaching the same exact problem. So, for instance, very early on in Act 1, you have to go to a goblin camp, right? And while you're there, there's a mission to defeat the 3 goblin leaders. And there's different ways of doing this. I went in and kind of handled one by sneaking around and taking off small groups so that I can wander around the goblin camp pretty quickly. But then as soon as I finished that, I decided to just look up. I was just curious. I'm like, there has to be other ways of doing this. And I saw someone do a full, like, no fighting, no damage taken run of the entire goblin camp and taking out all 3 of the leaders. And some of the ways were really, really funny. Like, for instance, one of them, he's standing up on a table and there happens to be a pit next to him. And you just drink a potion of invisibility, go up, stand on the table next to him, and push him in the pit. And guess what? He's dead. Like, you just bail. You run out of there. Another one, like, you can convince them to cross this bridge, like to head to a different part of the goblin camp. And as they're walking across, if you shoot the bridge with a bow, you can destroy the bridge and she falls, right? Like while she's walking across. And it's like, okay, haha, like we're done. And the rest of her team is on the other side of that bridge, so they can't get to you. So it's like, all right, I'm safe. And then you just bail out of the backside of the room. Like, it's pretty crazy what you can do and just how many different ways you can solve a problem. And I think that's great. And one nice thing that I'd say Baldur's Gate put in is that violence isn't always the answer. And I like how that's been instilled into this game and it's been brought to the forefront of it, where you can go in guns blazing and just fight everything out there. And that's fine, right? And you can get a really good amount of experience that way. You can pick up a lot of really cool loot or just a lot of things to sell, right? And fill your bags and sell them later. But you can talk your way out of almost every single conflict, like almost every single one. I'm excited to see like a year from now a full pacifist run of this game because I guarantee that's going to be out there in one of these days. But the fact that Baldur's Gate actually rewards you, you still get experience if you talk your way out of a fight. So you don't have to fight everything just to level up. So that is a nice thing to reward players that way, if that's something that how they want to play, or just kind of rewarding them for finding out a different solution to that problem. So there's a lot, and it's been a lot of fun playing it.
I didn't think about that you get like the same experience as a fight. That does make it nice because I have talked my way out of most of the stuff that I can.
Mm-hmm. But you're still getting
it's kind of enjoyable
decent chunk of experience, right? Like the last one I did, I think I got like 200 experience for talking my way out of a fight. And when enemies are only dropping 10 to 20 experience each, and there's only 5 on the field, I'm like, well, I got more, right? Like I actually have a net gain for talking my way out of this one. So it's very like it's on par with actually fighting. So, but it does take checks and things like that. And what's nice is you can change which party member does the talking, like if you want to. So, like if someone has better persuasion than your main party member, because remember, your main party member is not going to have the best stats in everything. And it's not pulling from every character, it's pulling from who's actually having the conversation. So there's a lot of mechanics in the background, but it never feels overwhelming. I feel like this would be a really great entry into this kind of game for anybody, because like there's a lot, but you can almost ignore a few things and still have a very enjoyable time and slowly learn the system as you play through. So
yeah, I feel like if someone wanted to play a CRPG that had a lot of quality of life to it, I think this would be probably the best recommendation. I know the Pillars of Eternity is usually the other one a lot of people say is friendly enough for people to get into, but I think this game translates really well to fans of other styles of RPGs for people, because I've seen people that I know get really into this game and they normally don't like these style of RPGs.
right.
And it's interesting. I mean, I've always appreciated computer RPGs, but I never really spent a whole lot of time with them. I was always more into basically every other style of RPG because CRPGs always seem very slow. And sometimes if a game is too slow in that regard, I'll just lose interest. But I love games that are stat heavy, and this game I think does it well. While it's not as stat heavy as other ones, I think that this is like the easiest way to get into this style. And I am curious to see, in the future, if people try to follow this style of polish. I doubt it. I mean, I don't think people should be held to that kind of
standard
level, because this is by people that make these kind of games, so you can't expect others to do that. But I truly like this game a lot. I normally nowadays don't really care to play through a game a second time. It's because I have no time, but this seems like the kind of game I would want to, just because I do want to see the Dark Urge all the way through, because so far the scenes that I've had because of it have been pretty funny. Like they're kind of messed up. Like I kind of love how my character is like that. And yeah, I'm loving it. I'm excited. I mean, this year is so damn good. Like Baldurs Gate's basically gonna hold me over until, I don't know, October is another big month of games, and hopefully we play more games just so our next update will have a lot of stuff.
I feel like Baldur's gonna take over a lot.
Yeah, I have a few indie games lined up. I know Gunbrella just came out, so I might give that a whirl.
Nice.
And might be looking into some older games too, just because, yeah, right before you messaged me about this episode, I was like just starting Baldur's Gate 3 again, because I was like, man, Starfield's kind of like boring me. So I jumped to this and I was like, I should really play through some of these other titles. So yeah, I'm still slowly plugging away at Silent Hill 2. And yeah, I think next month will be a pretty good update, because I'm pretty sure we'll get through Baldur's Gate by then.
I don't know, and, it's 100 plus hours.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's hard to fit in hours nowadays for me, so it's like definitely a game that's gonna take quite a long time.
I feel like this is gonna definitely be one of those that you just kind of keep picking up over the years and just keep playing and enjoying it. I mean, look at the rating for Divinity 2. It's been what, 6-7 years now that game's been out. It's still a 10 out of 10. So like these guys know what they're doing. Like this is gonna be on people's radar for a very long time.
6 years, Jesus! I remember when that game came out.
Yep, and that's running on the Switch now. That's just ridiculous. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will talk to you guys next week with the next set of games. And by the way, before I say bye, what are you guys playing as? What I'm curious about, like what race, what class, what all that stuff. What you guys, because there's a lot out there, and I saw some of the stats from Larion about the Baldurs Gate and what people are picking, and it's a little surprising. So it's kind of fun to check it out. Anyway, talk to you guys next week, and bye for now.